Howdy mates, here's a part 2 video over at Bok Tower Gardens. In just a few minutes, they're about to start a Carollineur concert. So what I mean by that is, the singing tower is not just simply a tower for its attraction, but rather it's called Singing Tower because what lies inside towards the top of the tower is a musical instrument called a carillon. Now, the thing is, the carillon is very similar to a piano, except the difference is, with a carillon, instead, the instruments are a group of several different bells, which have different sizes and different notes associated. So, in these bells that I speak of, they're actually not very light at all. They're very dense. I believe the heaviest bell is about, approximately 12 tons. So you figure that's about 24,000 pounds, which is absolutely insane. And then the smallest bell is about 16 pounds. So I'll be sure to, of course, clarify how many there are. But if I'm not mistaken, there is about 23. But of course, I'm going to double check on that. But anyways, rather than having the bells move, they stay stationary. Rather, the bells are hit by a metal projection called a clavier. Of course, these claviers, they produce a desired sound based on the bells of different notes. And it is said that in terms of its musical range, there are up to 5 separate octaves, which octaves refer to a whole note set, which, of course, I'll clarify more. But anyways, the Carollineur, which is the person who plays the carillon, they can't directly see the bells. So whenever they're at their keyboard, they have to know what each pedal means. So oftentimes, where their hands are touching is usually in the treble clef. And then you have your lower notes, the bass clef, is controlled by their feet. So usually for those who play the carillon, they already know how to play the piano. The carillon is an extra step up, you could say. But it should be going on any moment now, because they do have a Carillon concert at either 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. But as you can see, the majority of the tower is actually built out of some of my favorite types of rock. So, okay, let me zoom in a little bit. You see a bit more of that, sort of like tan, beige color. Well, that is an example of Coquina. Now, for those of you not as familiar with Coquina, it basically refers to a rock that is made up of different marine shelled organisms. Of course, once they're passed, not while they're alive. The Coquina is basically a conglomeration of different shells, which makes it into a very rocky and hard material. And then when you look towards the bottom, like the base, and even the colorful rock that you are seeing right here, and this is all polished, of course, but what you are mostly seeing is some combination of limestone and marble. So fascinating thing, marble is a great example of a metamorphic rock. So What I mean by that is the rock has underwent change. So usually each metamorphic rock has a particular protolith or parent rock. And in this case with marble, the parent rock is limestone. So let's say, for example, you have a piece of limestone, it's in the ground, and it stays there for quite some time in a quarry or a deposit. So once limestone has the chance to be exposed to both pressure and bits of heat, it will change into marble. But of course, this change that I speak of takes quite some time. It's not something that just happens in a year. This takes decades, if not hundreds of years. And there we go. Bell just went off as if on cue. That indicates that it is now 1 o'clock. But like I said though, if you guys ever do have a chance to come here, it is absolutely wonderful. And the main architect for this tower was Milton Medary Junior. So he mostly came up with the design of the tower. And then we did have an individual named Lee Lowry who designed most of the stone sculptures. So yeah, you can see like the different sculptures in there indicating wildlife and different symbols coming from the Bible and even other various books. And then if you look towards the top there, we see some different tile as well that indicates same thing, the forms of wildlife you'll see in Florida, and even bits and pieces from the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve. But yeah, the Carillon concert has officially started. Oh man. Alright, you guys. Hope you enjoyed this little snippet. Take care. And Journey on a Journey is once again onwards. Take care, folks. See ya.